Yes, we will be going into Brood War ladder after. This is the finals. All right, bottom left, we have Astrea. Top right, you have Gumiho. So, the grand finals. Big thank you to Mapu for doing the observing. You can check him out, use the command Mapu. Having a good time here tonight. Really fantastic matches. It's amazing to see Astrea deliver as well as he did in that last series against Stark, because it felt like he was behind multiple times, and then he just kind of fights back and does it and can grind it out. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Thanks for the subs. I appreciate you. Arc6, Chinster, G. Peter, the repeat offender.
What? Clever StarCraft Garchield.
Okay, what is it?
X300. Can we talk about how Protoss is broken on StarCraft 2? Once you get Carrier Arc and Templar and Disruptor, Zerg can't do anything. No? Artois? Do you think they could balance it more like on Brood War someday?
Brood War is less balanced than StarCraft 2. And also, the way that you normally talk on my stream, then you would say that actually Protoss is underpowered because they don't win any tournaments. Zerg wins almost every tournament. Anyways, onwards. We'll do donos at the end if anyone wants to send them. Yeah, so PVT, I mean, I'm actually a big fan of PVT. I think it's one of the best matchups in the game, if not the best right now. Huge variety of builds that can be utilized. Gumiho goes ahead, throws down his command center, gets it on the right location. He has a Marine about to pop, so the probe may want to get out of here pretty soon. He's really doing his due diligence with the scouting, huh? Oh, and does the recall. I love it. So worth, too. Gets the full scout. Cheap 50 mana. You get your probe back home instantly and get it mining on that gas. Look at that. Is that really worth not having an extra chrono? Yes, 100 trillion%. If you just do the math on it. So, like, what do you're going to chrono a probe? Well, I mean, you just saved a probe, literally. That's so much quicker to have another probe than chronoing a probe. And it saves you money, and you instantly have it. I actually had the same problem when they first made Recall. I didn't utilize it enough on smaller things. It's almost always good if you can save stuff to save it. Maybe later game, it can be helpful to, you know, save it for like army recalls to defend things. But you definitely want to recall units when you can save them, and probes when you can save them, things like that. All right, so the Stalker putting on a bit of pressure here to Gumiho. Not too bad. Some pretty good micro here from Astrea. Misses that one volley there. Hellion chasing him down, trying to get that kill. Another Stalker comes, so he does have to turn around. Oh! Oh my god. I love it. And he's healing shields on the other one, by the way. So, like, the other one can be used if this stuff dives on that one. Really nice micro from Astrea. I like little battles like that. Reaper versus 4 Lings where it damages them and then the queen pushes out. That shit sucks. This type of thing, I like this. Stuff actually could have been lost there. Hellion doing a bit of scouting here. Some real dancing going on. All right. I think he sees basically what he needs to see here. He sees that it is Blink. He saw the pylon over at the third base, but no Nexus as of yet. Kind of an interesting one, right? Because the Blink is quick, but it doesn't look like he wants to put on any pressure with it. It's a very defensive Blink. Normally with Blink Robo, you'll go across the map and like pin your opponent in the base. Maybe you'll do it full attack based on how many gates you have. Here he's going into Colossus rather quickly. Well, probably Colossus. It could be Disruptor, but I would actually be pretty surprised. This looks like it should be Colossus. Now the Banshee coming in. There is an Observer about to pop out. And has one going across the map already. Cloak. Alright, gonna push this out, but gets a couple kills. Actually takes a lot of damage, so he's gonna have to let that sit there for a while and hope there's a moment where he can come in later. Oops. Loses that very bruised stalker from before. You know, maybe thinking about utilizing the observer to blink up and do something. Oh, that's funny. I think he misclicked that. I think he meant to get all of them? Or maybe not. Maybe he didn't mean to leave 3 there. It's kind of a weird number, though. So Gumiho's Banshee's not doing what he had envisioned for sure. One's dead, didn't really get much done. And then the other one is kind of trapped, although it has pinned a couple stalkers and an observer there, so it's not like a perfect scenario here for Astrea. Double Forge being added on. Dude, this feels like kind of old school. He's getting charge as well. I think we're a little ways off from him adding Zealots in, but just getting that upgrade, so he has it. But yeah, the Double Forge Robo, Blink Stalker plus Colossus. Like, this is... I mean, it's some pretty standard, but pretty old play. 4th Nexus gets taken. Oh my. Now, is Gumiho going to do a Raven push? I believe so. There should be 2 Colossus when he gets there, if he lines this up with... Yeah, the 3rd one should be like halfway done, I guess, if he lines it up with Combat Shield and +1, right? Something like that. But, you know, if you have 2 disables, like, the Blink Stalkers, I mean, he can slow it down a little bit with this, so maybe that's enough. Maybe slowing it with a small group of Blink Stalkers is enough. All right, picks off 1 Marine, gets out of there after taking a tank volley. Five more gates on the way. Jeez, I tell you, this build from Astrea, it's an oldie but a goodie. When 1-1 finishes up, and look at this, he's got 6 more gates coming. When 1-1 finishes, his army is going to be dastardly. It is going to be a scary thing. And then he's going to get 2-2 going. Man. Gumiho just going to take his 3rd. He doesn't attempt to push across the map. Dude, what a... Definitely an interesting game. Not exactly what I would expect from either side. Doesn't look very modern. But both of these guys... Now, here's the funny thing. Gumiho is one of the most creative Terrans, and Astrea is probably the most creative Protoss player amongst pro gamers. So, even though it's... I'm like, well, this doesn't look modern, right? It looks like we're watching like a much older game here. But when you have 2 players like this going at it, like, a lot of what they do is based on, like, deep fundamental principles of StarCraft. So I'm totally down for what we're looking at. Look at that. Gets 2-2 started right away. Goes up into a 5th base. Dude. Prism speed? It's... You know what I feel like right now? Is that I'm a teacher, and someone took a test, and they didn't put the answers I wanted them to put, but there's nothing wrong with their answers. So I'm like, damn. All right, well, you get an A. It's not what I taught you, but it's not wrong either. Oh, man, just barely saves that Raven. But this is very, very cool right now. Now, Astrea has actually gone ahead as far as that army supply now. 2 more robos coming up, so he's going into 3 robo. That's very old as well. We don't see that very often. Man, this is some old stuff. 2-2, still coming. Oh, he's gonna go. I mean, as soon as you hear that hallucination, that's what that generally means. Okay, so we have a warp in the main base, drawing some of the units into a bad position, and then he walks forward. Disable goes down, and Zealot's hitting the 3rd base as well. Dude, Astrea ripping Gumiho apart right now. Gumiho really doesn't seem to know what to do against this. GG. Okay, so I'm gonna make a fucking rule for StarCraft 2. Everyone better stop talking about max packs, man, because Astrea is the best Protoss in the world. Are you watching this, kid? This is fucking crazy. This is crazy. He's using stuff that no one else uses, and he's smashing. You guys are fucking dumb in the chat. Guys, okay, I'm going to spoil it for you. Max Pax is Deep Mind, okay? Jesus Christ. You didn't know it was Alpha Star? You guys are fucking dumb. Okay, let's go to our next game. So Neo Humanity up next. Definitely a map where you can have some crazy builds. We have those gold mineral patches, right? Which you know, you can fashion something to try to abuse those. All right, in the bottom right, we have Astrea. And in the top left, we have Gumiho. Gumiho, of course, you know, I love Gumiho. I'm always rooting for Gumiho. I always, like, when I'm at live events, they're like, who do you want to cast, Artosis? I'm like, I'll cast anyone. I'd love to cast Gumiho. Very oftentimes, right? Because I'm not very picky. I'm happy to cast anyone when I'm traveling to some event or something, but, like, always gets a big smile on my face when I get to see Gumi play. Because he really does bring, like, very different stuff to the table. But Astrea is next level on that right now. Really showing us, like, incredibly different plays. It's super fun. Like, that looked like a very old game. And just a very simple warp in the main base. Drew Gumiho out of position, and, I mean, Astrea just steamrolled from there. Yeah, Probe, just coming up to scout. You gotta wait and see. See if he does another recall move on it. Just gonna have a Moose out of there. It is gonna be a Reaper expansion. And Cybernetics Core into Nexus here for Astrea. Command center in the high ground. Ooh, and Astrea does not dive up. Like, he knows that the Reaper is getting close. He might have thought it was a Marine again. That's like a possibility. If there's a Marine, it would have already been out. He checked and there was no second depot there. Heh. Good try, I guess. No recall this time. So, yeah, hold on, guys. I had to give this Moron a little timeout. Here you go, bro. There you go. Smartest guy in the chat. Why don't you have a little timeout? Go watch another guy's stream. Don't need you here, bro. All right. So, Stargate coming up here for Astrea. What are we going to see from him? Like, it could be Phoenix or it could be Oracle. I honestly don't know. Like, Astrea's been so all over the place with his different builds. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Some nice micro there. And it is an Oracle. Okay. Well, Oracle is gonna give you, like, a lot of scouting intel. Harassment potentials as well. Ooh, just barely doesn't get it. 1 health, literally, too. Twilight coming up. What?
Clever
Oh,
stock.
we'll play it at the end, man. We'll play it in between games. Thank you. And okay, so third Nexus going up pretty quickly. Hasn't mined out those gold minerals as of yet. Nothing like weird about the timing of it, I would say, right? When you have oracles out, like that is generally you want to expand your third as quickly as possible and go blink. That's kind of the standard for it. All right, Oracle just kind of flying around. He did dodge that mine, so has some keen eyes here. Or at least has the idea that that could be there. I think he can see just the very edge of the burrowed animation on that mine. Yeah, Oracle doing a nice little kill there on the Reaper. Okay, Medevac coming out now. First chance for some real damage. Ooh, the Adept sees it and evacuates. So powerful to be able to see it, right? Really changes things. 3 more Stalkers being warped in, and that's going to be able to intercept so easily. Gumi turns around at the first sight of them. Phoenix being made to make sure he can't just sit out there. I really like that Phoenix ad. Always a fan of that. The utility Phoenix. Ooh. Okay, great splitting. Great splitting. That looked really scary for a half second there. He picks off the medevac. Is he going to get another one? Wait, is this worth it? He loses like 4 stalkers for 2 medevacs? Is this worth? Oh, man. Down goes the battery as well. Not a very large standing army here anymore. Gumiho just suddenly putting the paint on. He has 7 stalkers with blink and he has a Phoenix. He needs to bring the Phoenix in and drag the mine hit over those Marines. That would be a sick move. Where's my Phoenix at? Oh, it's over in the corner. It was looking for the medevac. So he does just lose this third base location. So that's kind of painful. In this day and age, that generally means that Terran is very far ahead at that point. Okay, comes around the other side. Does end up killing a tank for a couple stalkers. There's a stasis ward here. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. Doesn't quite get that one. That blink forward, man. He's losing a lot of stalkers. And he sent 1 Marine through to check for stasis wards, and it just barely missed this. So he may think there's no stasis ward there. He may think that. I tell you, I really would have given just about anything for the Phoenix to fly over and drag that mine into those Marines. I would have slaughtered everything. All right, some decent micro. The siege tank is being worth its weight in gold right now. More stalkers coming out. Gumiho with a reinforcement. Okay, he finally gets the siege tank. He's been trying to get that forever. He's lost so many stalkers trying to pick it off. Well, you know, Astrea has taken a new third, but Gumiho's already got his third saturated, right? So, like, without any doubt, you look at this, and this is Gumiho favored. Revelation on that box. That's funny. So it's definitely very Gumiho favored right now. Gumiho generally keeps a very aggressive TVP style. Oh, no. I think Astrea is in very big trouble now, as if he wasn't before already. Yeah, this is a lot of damage output. The DPS of this bio ball is immense. Astrea with some very good micro. He's trying to blink on both sides right now. Gumiho splitting. Look at this little group of Marines diving on a lot of probes and coming in to flank those stalkers as well. GG is called. And there you have it. He ties it up 1-1.
No, it wasn't an interesting game, though, Artosis. I'm the smartest guy in the chat. It was a very one-sided roll with a basic build. You can't swing this some other way. I'm not a happy person.
It's like, wow, yeah, I know. And that's why you have your 10-minute timeout, bro.
Clever StarCraft guy cheered. X300, for people not watching Brood War Artie's streams, I wanted to share something the community is very proud of, that should make you watch Brood War more often. Here it is, come.
Thanks, clever StarCraft guy. Yes, we will be playing Brood War after this. This is a great tournament. This might be the best one we've had so far in the Open Cups. What time does the Monday cast start? At, well, 8 p.m. my time. It'd be like 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, it's just this is like a super good one. This run. We actually, I guess we were kind of lucky too. We chose a lot of good matches. All right, we're gonna get into the next game, guys. Game number 3. Astrea versus Gumiho in the finals. Royal Blood. In the bottom left, our American hero, Astrea. In the top right, Gumiho. Very cool to see Astrea here. So close to winning this cup right now. Just needs a couple more map wins. Both of them having, I guess, somewhat one-sided finishes there. I think the push that Gumiho did on the third base that game, just Astrea was losing way too many stalkers trying to defend it. But we'll see what they open with. The thing is, these guys have so much creativity and so many different build orders, so many different strategies that they can play, that it's really hard to say like what is going to go up against what. I feel like you'd have to have these guys play like a huge amount of games against each other, like a best of 69 or something, to try to figure out who's favored.
Protoss strategist
what is this?
69XX donated $3.
What?
Artie, pay attention. This Terran makes Marines against Protoss.
Okay.
This Terran beats Protoss.
Okay.
This is a no-brainer, as the Marine is the highest DPS unit by far. It cannot be denied. Please, Artie. For all of our sanity, be like smart Terran.
Some excellent strategy coming in from XX69 Protoss Strategy 69XX. A great idea as well. So, Nexus going up. So it looks like a Reaper into Factory here. A little bit of harassment with that probe. Being as annoying as he can. And of course, can't see. You know, this is a pretty standard thing, is if you're going to make stuff in your main base like that, you space it far enough back that probes and adepts can't really see it when they go up that ramp. So he doesn't know 100% that there's a factory or something like that. Could be a command center in that main base. It's been pretty popular with Gumiho lately. And he does start the command center, but it's going to be at his natural. Now, the Reaper coming in. Scouting exactly what he would assume. He even sees the Adept Shade coming out. He'll jump up there and see the wall, and that'll be about the end of his scouting. Not much else to see there. There is a Twilight coming up. Hellion as well. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a couple... Oh, no! Gumiho a little bit slow on that, unfortunately. Is he going to jump up in time? He is! Oh, damn, nice. That was well done. I thought he was going to lose it because he got too close and took the 2 volleys. And then, of course, the Shade can catch the Reaper, but he jumped up to that high ground, so nicely done. So we have a couple Hellions and a couple Reapers. Now, there's no wall for Astrea. So this, I mean, this could be a little bit tricky. Oh, he brings a stalker down. He does have the gate there, so it's becoming a little bit harder to actually break through. But occasionally you see really cool moves like where grenades will displace units and allow Hellions to run in, that type of thing. But it's only a couple Hellions, a couple Reapers. Might be better to like try to jump into the main. Well, no, because he's got it walled, so you can't really jump into the main to draw units up. Don't think he's going to really find much there. There is a medevac on the way, though. So maybe still some harassment potential for this small group of units. Blink on the way. Robo as well. A couple more gates. Here comes that medevac. Has a couple mines. All right, this is going to be a really important moment. You can see there is still like a little bit of jockeying for position. We see the Adepts come out and kind of push back. But with this double mine drop coming in, as well as that little group of units, well, honestly, with the battery and those 3 units standing like that, he'd need a lot of units to react to the mines to get in, right? And I think here you just pull the probes and then very slowly deal with it. Very carefully. Oh, he's going to get the medevac. Oh. Okay, that was good targeting. I actually thought he might let it hit the Stalker. And he's going to go ahead and get rid of both of those now. So that was actually a very, very good defense. And these 2 Hellions and 2 Reapers still just completely unable to do anything. This does put Gumiho ahead in workers, which isn't a comfortable thing for Protoss. It's very normal for Protoss to be ahead in workers throughout the game. Especially in the early portions. But, you know, you lost some medevac and 2 mines. And you still have this little group of units that's really not doing much for you. All right, we have a big blink up into that main base. Utilizing his Prism. Some really good micro. Auto turret does get down before he loses that. That is a lot of damage, but blinks out. Very good micro from Astrea. That was some in-your-face action right there. Second Raven coming in, doing some harass himself. Throw down an auto turret. Excellent. Gets 3 probes. 4? 4! Okay, blinks up once again with his Stalkers here. There is a Siege Tank out now. He actually has 4 units, 4 Stalkers in the Prism as well. The Siege Tank doing some damage. SCV's tanking here for the Marines. He's trying to get a Prism. He gets a Prism. That is a big get right there, but the Stalkers... Are there enough Stalkers here to actually clear the rest of this? He blinks away as the SCVs come up and just tries to kite everything that he possibly can. Oh, God. He blinked over there and did a recall and only got 3 of them out. Oh, no. And 3 left over. It's like the worst number. You can't one-shot anything with that. Oh, man. That was a lot of lost units. But hold on. Let's take a look at where we're at, because there has been a little bit of harassment with the turrets on the other side, right? So right now, Gumiho, 34 probes against, or 34 SCVs against 37 probes. Don't forget he has mules, so his economy 100% is better. 33 army supply against 23. It's Blink Stalkers mostly. Stim just started. So even though, like, right now, I like this game for Gumiho right at this second, I actually don't think he's able to do anything with his lead. Because I think Stim is just a bit too slow here, right? So since he doesn't have Stim, the possibility of a counterattack is greatly diminished. Right? Like, Blink Stalkers can kind of just out-micro things that are trying to come across the map. Now, he lost a lot of Stalkers, but he's getting that 3rd base. Wow. Intense game right now. All right, little Stalker drop coming up. Love to see it. Just any harassment he can get off right now. It's a very scrappy game. You know, it almost feels unintuitive, right? Like, the more worker damage you do to someone, the more worker damage counts. So, like, in a situation where you haven't done any worker damage, it's not really worth very much to kill, like, 3 workers. But if you've done a lot, it's worth a hell of a lot to kill 3 workers, because it exacerbates the problem that they're having. So when I see something like that, that follow-up harassment, it's very small. You can only really do it once. But it's good. It's really good. It hurts a lot. Now, Gumiho is trying to come out. Astrea there really, really tries to snipe that Raven. Not able to get it. Might want to send this home and repair, honestly. It's such a high-value unit. Plenty of Zealots being made right now. Psystorm is almost done. The first Forge is just finishing. So actually, the upgrades here for Astrea are going to be very, very far behind. Gumiho is already going to have +1 done. And he actually starts +1 armor, which is not as trendy nowadays. Once upon a time, that was very popular with like anything Protoss was doing because charge lots are so good. But yeah, nowadays it's pretty rare. You generally end up seeing +1 attack instead. Oh. Okay, loses the Prism and one of the Templar. Dude, is he going to kill 2 tanks? Just barely not. Just barely not. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a problem for Astrea. Last game and now this game as well. Not sniping these tanks enough. Like, he really tried to set that up to crush that. Looks like he was afraid of that incoming attack. Now, Astrea still has an ultra-mobile army. Gumiho getting into that ghost tech. You know, he's been stormed, and he's like, damn, that's fast storm. And I was talking about that earlier. It's not as trendy right now to get quick Psystorm in really any matchup. Robo Splash, people really are favoring in the current metagame. But Astrea already showed us against Zerg doing this, and now he showed it against Terran as well. It's not that it's not doable, and in fact, if you play StarCraft 2, you probably hit it on the ladder and stuff. I'm just saying at the pro level, the current meta, you don't see the quick storm as often. Anyways, the ghosts are coming out now, so that'll help to dry up the power of those storms at least a little bit. A little bit of scuffling going on the sides. All right, 3 High Templars, so let's assume 3 storms here. The Raven could come in handy here. There is a world in which you disable that if you're about to have a fight. If you can disable the Prism, it can't let out the High Templars. Obviously, something like an Armor Shred would be very strong as well. Okay, it looks like an attack coming in right now into this new base of Astrea. Ooh, good feedback. Excellent feedback on the Raven. Raven not going to be an issue anymore. Now here he comes. Now the Prism should be coming up somewhere. That is a separate Prism. He has 2 Prisms. Here's the flanking Prism. Look at this. Oh my god. That's how you do it right there, folks. That is how you do it. Wow. GG. Gumiho. Impressed. Straight up. I got chills right now. Straight up impressed with Astrea. I am too, because like I said, in the early game, it felt like Gumiho actually had an edge, but the stim was slow. It did not feel like there was a way to punish. You know, like he couldn't take his lead and do anything with it. So Astrea kind of like got right back into it. You know, that can happen sometimes. Wow. I'm really impressed that Gumiho typed wow there. But yeah, that engagement was insane from Astrea. The flank was amazing. Just so well done. Astrea is really, he's like ascended to a new level. He has ascended to a new level. He is straight up one of the best Protoss in the world right now. There's not even a question about that. He is absolutely one of the best Protoss in the world right now. Not that there's a ton of Protoss to choose from, to be fair. But honestly, he is really good. All right, we're going to be getting into game number 4 here, guys. Let's do it. Dragon Scales. This is stupid. Dragon Scales? Dragons evolved into birds. They had feathers. So yes, Gumiho here in the bottom right, Astrea in the top left. Sorry, my voice is giving out a little bit. I've had a sinus infection for like 2 weeks. It's crazy. So my voice is getting a little bit raspy doing this solo cast for this long. It's a long one tonight, 4.5 hours. I still will be playing some Brood War after. Even if we go till 1 a.m., I'll still play some. For those of you waiting. I gotta get it in. And yeah, big thanks to, anyone following the channel, anyone joining us here tonight that isn't normally here. I do cast this cup every single week with our wonderful observer Mapu. You can check him out, use the command Mapu. And yeah, really appreciate it. Of course, if you subscribe, that's great as well. We are doing a little subscriber goal to get me to play StarCraft 2 ladder again, finally, after so many years away, playing nothing but Brood War. All right, well, this is all standard par for the course stuff. Probe running in, probe running out. Will Gumi make the command? Yep, makes it. And, of course, he sees this. So, he knows the timing of the Reaper as well. If I recall correctly, what is it? 202 is when the Reaper normally pops out with normal Reaper expands. Oh, maybe it's a little bit quicker this time. 2 flat. Okay. New optimized builds. Adept being chrono boosted out. Reaper goes the wrong way, is not going to find that probe. But maybe that'll give him the quickest jump in to do some scouting. Well, Bara, thank you for gifting a couple subs. Appreciate it. Some good scouting, but hasn't seen the Stargate. Well placed. Very well placed. And a good SimCity on the right side of his mineral patches. You see that? Really, really great block. The thing is, Gumiho knows that that's where the tech is. He just hasn't been able to scout it yet. He might try again. He really wants to know, man. He really wants to know, is this a Twilight or is this a Stargate? I mean, I guess it could be a Robo, but that would be a terrible place to put your Robo. Phoenix on the way. And up comes the Twilight here as well. So it's actually... Phoenix is into Twilight. That is not a common build. It will probably be Charge. And nice pickup there just to get the little alley-oop victory. Couple Marauders coming in. Oh, this is kind of cute. Obviously, with the Phoenixes coming in, it's not going to last too long. But Gumiho targeting down what he can get. 4 probes. And yeah, it looks like that's going to be it. 4 probes go down. Now, what's he going to do with the Twilight? Yeah, it is going to be Charge. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like Twilight or Phoenix Charge builds. I've seen so many pros try to make them work, and they just don't seem that good. They just do not seem that good. You just kind of have to outscale them a little bit. Once you get like a critical mass of bio, that it does not do that much. There was a period, definitely, especially when Charge had the +8 damage, where a lot of pros were trying it very often, including Zest, who's the best optimizer ever for Protoss. And I just never saw it work convincingly, honestly. As long as Terran doesn't just stupidly attack into you at your peak of strength, it's like, well, now you have these charge lots and, like, these Phoenixes, and you have to transition. And it's like, it doesn't feel very good. Anyways, 4 gates coming up. He is going to be able to make quite a few charge lots with that. Gumiho's starting a bit of a wall. Couple medevacs on the way. Concussive shells coming up. Gumi does love his concussive shells. Yeah, so right now, this is the wrong-sized army that we see moving out. This is, I think, exactly what Astrea wants right now, is a move out of this size. This is, I think this is, like, basically exactly what his army will crush. And it's, like, a common move out, so that might be why you're doing it. Here, I think Gumiho's pushing out, and, he doesn't know exactly what's going on. You might think that there's, like, Colossus going up or something. He's just going to poke. But if the charge lots get their good connections, right? If he does a nice spread, gets another round of them, and flies in and does a little bit with the Phoenixes. Look at this. Look at this. Reducing the Marine count. And there you go. And like I said, this is exactly what he's looking for. This is the exact engagement. And Gumiho is super far behind after that. But like I mentioned, this build that Astrea did, you are kind of relying on them doing that. Right? Like you need them to come out and attack, and you need to hit at your peak with that. And so that worked out for Astrea. And maybe he can go ape mode from here and just make a ton of units and like crush face, but most likely he will have to tech up if Gumiho just turtles. It really is, when you're playing against Phoenix X, it is about, well, Phoenix, if it's like Phoenix Colossus, you can hit a very technical attack sometimes, but Phoenix Adapt and then, you know, Phoenix Charge, it's really about just hitting that critical mass. Well, this is a pretty big attack. He's got to repair that. Good, yeah, good thing he got that wall up in time. That could have been like just about a game ender at that point. Phoenix is doing some good harass here. Look at this, picking off a mine. The mine, obviously the most dangerous thing for him. Ooh, good mine hit. Astrea, obviously, right now, still has a very strong roaming army. Ooh, I like that. Hidden behind. Gumiho has historically been one of the best Widow Mine placers. If you guys remember back to when the Oracle first came out, Gumiho was the best at running a Widow Mine in the middle of the map and intercepting, excuse me, the incoming Oracle. That was like his thing. There's some Phoenixes still left alive here. Gonna try to fly out the side. Another attack into the natural. I tell you, you can see how this isn't scaling super well. The Zealots have not been particularly useful. The Phoenixes did a little bit still, as they're generally going to do. But really, this tech transition that Astrea is going through, this is what's going to give him the real advantage in this game, I think, from here. 2 Colossus gets started. Blink is on the way as well as +1. He does have that +1 armor already. A little recall. You thought it was going up there. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. But he can still kind of fight this, get rid of the medevac at minimum. And he has some lifts too, so not a big problem. But look at this, way out of position for this. Oh my god. Now, does Astrea have an army that can fight this? This is kind of funny, isn't it? Because it went how Astrea wanted at the beginning of the game. And you can see that even though Gumiho lost that first army, he's actually in it right now, right? Like, he is actually legit in it. He just killed a base. He's got a ton of mines here. There is some counter harass going on that's a bit annoying. Looks like we're going to have a mine drop boosting in towards that natural. Ooh, gets the lift. Yeah, it looks like that's not going to end up working out for him, unfortunately. Oops. Maybe he thought that it wouldn't be 4 Widow Mines, but instead 2. Loses a few probes there. Worker count very, very similar at this point. Gumiho, though, having a hard time keeping his third base just landed in mining. All right, catches a medevac on its way out. Colossi poke. There's a lot of Marauders in there. You do have to be careful. All right, the Vikings try to get a little bit of extra damage on there. He's picking off these Stalkers so quickly. Dude, that ball is so big. Holy crap. The Zealots having a hard time getting the right surface area. The Colossi adding that extra damage, though, that is so critical. But Gumiho, once again, still fighting really well, considering his Vikings trying to go after that Prism. It looks like they're just barely going to get it before going down with their very last volleys. Pulls back into his third base. He has a couple mines. One of them's already been triggered. No Prism up here. If there was a Prism here still, I think this game would end in like 30 seconds. But as is, Gumiho might hold on. It's going to take a minute for reinforcements to come down. Another Nexus gets made by Astrea. Or is he just lifts the mine? Okay. Picks that all off. Zealots being broken off for a little bit of a counterattack here. Looks like they go towards where a fourth base could be. Going to chill there for a moment. Maybe going to be a counterattack into the natural or third. Goes back more defensively with the rest of his army. Now he's going into Disruptors as well. So Thermal Lance, +2 attack, Disruptors, Blink Stalkers. He's making that type of army that is going to be so difficult to attack into. But I think he really desperately wants this charge lock counter that he's going to do something. Because, like, his fourth base is very slow by comparison. Okay, splits his Zealots up. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything. The mine slowed him down. Gumiho had the right idea of leaving a little bit of defense there. And suddenly that group, once again, not finding any value. Dark Shrine coming up, as well as a fifth base location here for Astrea. I like that fifth. He has this group of Zealots on the left side of the map anyways. So it's not like you're just going to get surprised and lose your fifth base. I like that a lot. He's in this very defensive stance anyways, where he's just kind of poking. Gumiho, by the way, adding in quite a few ghosts now. He has become rather masterful at his engagements with this type of army, as many top Terrans have. It's really been a big change in the last year or so. Battles that Terrans used to always lose, now they can pull out. So some good upgrades still going forward. About tied in upgrades. A third Robo coming up. More Disruptors as well. The Disruptors are going to be hard to deal with, man. It's so many of them. As long as he doesn't do that thing that Protosses do sometimes, we're like, oh shit, and they throw out 5 of them. Like, as long as he throws them out 1 or 2 at a time, right? Yeah, just like that. Oh my god. Ah! 2 at a time is the way to go. That is a lot of supply gone. Now Gumiho has a secondary army over there. The Zealots try to come in again. They're not going to find damage. Gumiho's 2 on top of that. He's not allowing that to occur. This is some of the better charge lot harassment blocking that I've seen. Now, a nice EMP on the Nexus to add that extra damage. Going to power that down, but there is a counterattack coming in. The fourth base, I don't think has any chance of being held. Oh my god, he tries to attack in. No. The Disruptor's so strong here. Not enough damage output for Gumiho. Okay, Gumi gonna go for a counterattack. His army is a lot smaller. It doesn't look as strong. But honestly, there's not that much beef left on Astrea's army, so maybe Gumiho can pull something together there. Look at this, targeting down Nexuses. Not a bad choice. Running away from his third. Okay, right now Gumiho barely mining. Oh, nice split. 3 Disruptors coming up, trying to get something done. Only 1 Disruption ball left. Looks like he will turn around there, though. Look at how many Disruptors are here. Oh my god. Insane. Oh, that could have been such a good mine hit, too. Unfortunately, it was not. The Disruptor's just kind of chewing through everything at this point. Does get another Nexus. A wild base trade. It does seem like Astrea should be able to take it. It's just his composition is just a little bit too strong here, it seems. Yeah, Astrea actually has that Dark Shrine as well. I forgot about that completely, but a Dark Shrine in a position like this is incredibly powerful. Gumiho lifts everything and is just going to evacuate. Trying to pick off what he can. Oh, the split was insane. He picks off all the Disruptors. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Holy crap. It's not going to be enough. The recall back home. That's going to be it. GG. And that means that Astrea has won the NA Cup. Amazingly done. Amazingly done. A big congratulations to Astrea. That was a ridiculously hard bracket that he fought his way through. Dude, I have goosebumps all over right now. This was awesome.